I'm Tim Malloy with the Palm Beach Civic Association, and here's the very latest on the coronavirus in the state of Florida and in Palm Beach County, as well as in our town of Palm Beach. Civic Association is partnering very closely with the town of Palm Beach, sharing information, trying to get out as much as we can to you as quickly as possible. Let's start with Maggie Zeidman, Councilwoman.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, today is St. Patrick's Day, and I hope you'll find a way to celebrate, because that's important that we continue to hold on to the traditions that we've always had. So please try to do that. Well, I want to update you on a few things. As you know, over the last 24 hours, a lot has happened here in the town. A lot of decisions have been made by Kirk Lewin and by our mayor. And so let's go over what they are. Well, in the last 24 hours, we've closed the public beach. We have a curfew of 9 p.m. We have declared a state of emergency for the town. And we have urged that clubs and restaurants adhere to the CDC recommendation of 50 or less gathered. But there is an asterisk on that, because the president last night suggested that not more than 10 people gather. The other thing that we have also urged the clubs and the restaurants to do, which would be great help for our community, is to do curbside pickup and delivery. And many have already started to do it. Some of the restaurants, like Pecan, have closed, and they're already into doing the curbside pickup and deliveries, and many others are following. So it behooves you to check out by calling or online to see who has already instituted it and who hasn't. I also want to bring up something very important that has happened, and we really need to hold on to this and to think about this. The breakers today made an announcement that by 4 o'clock tomorrow, they will cease all operations. This is extremely important, and once again, we can look to the breakers for their leadership, especially to Paul Leone and to the board there. This should go noted, and it needs to be remembered when we're well past all of this, which we will be at some point, that the breakers did this. This is what I really call town serving. The fact that they have made such a difficult decision to close down their entire operation so that you have a reduction, we have a reduction in transmission of cases. I just think that needs to be noticed. So thank you to Paul Leone, and thank you to the board for making those tough decisions. I want to talk to you about 3 things. I know I may look like Ross Perot here, but here you talk about flattening, you hear about flattening of the curve. And I want to explain to you what it is. When we get a big increase in cases, the curve, and this is how viruses react epidemiologically. They react like that. You get just same with the flu. You get big increase in cases, and this is very difficult for hospitals to handle. If we were to practice what we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks, social distancing, wash your hands, don't touch your face, etc., etc. Don't be in crowds. If you're sick, don't go out. If you've been to travel, self-isolate for 14 days. You can reduce transmission, and that will flatten the curve. The curve refers to the number of cases, the incidence of COVID-19. If you flatten it, it allows the hospitals to recover their capacity. It allows people who are in the hospital to get better and be discharged, and then they can take care of the next group of people. So this is a sign that you have decreased transmission, but it has a very important effect in that it reduces the capacity on our healthcare system. Number 2. Oh, and by the way, you can read a summary of this that was very well done by Bobby Lindsay. I had asked her if she would do it. She's a great writer, on our website. So if you want to know more about flattening of the curve, go there. The next thing I want to bring up is that Governor DeSantis is asking the young to get involved. Young people, you can either be part of the, you can help correct this, you can be part of not transmitting, or you can transmit. So be part of the solution. Get the word out about social distancing. I know it's hard at your age, but it's temporary. It's just temporary. So please do that and wash your hands and don't touch your face. The third thing that I want to bring up is very sad, but we did have a death in Broward County in a nursing home. This will happen more and more, and it is very sad. But we have to do all we can to make sure that we remain safe, that we remain healthy. Governor DeSantis has asked for all bars, by the way, to be closed today by 5 p.m. Here it is, St. Patrick's Day. So life is no longer the way it was on the island, but we'll get through this. Please, be careful, be safe, be healthy, don't get sick.
Thank you, Maggie. As of right now, which is March the 17th, there are 173 confirmed cases in the state of Florida. There are 9 confirmed cases in Palm Beach County. There is 1 confirmed case of someone who has spent time and lived in Palm Beach. It is a woman, elderly woman, and she is hospitalized at the moment. We have a lot to tell you about. This from the Palm Beach Town Manager, Kurt Bluen. Today, we are concerned because we are not seeing social behaviors change fast enough. So, there's not enough social distancing, he says, and no available testing has led town leaders to believe the numbers of people infected is grossly underestimated. Now, restaurants are advised to scale back to limit capacity to no more than 50 patrons, and they're being urged to deliver curbside pickup. Houses of worship in Palm Beach canceling all services and programs. The Phipps Ocean Tennis Center, the Mandel Rec Center, the Par 3 Golf Course, all closed as of today. Elections are taking place and did take place. The town has canceled all public meetings and events. Bars and nightclubs in Palm Beach and the entire state of Florida, this is important, will be closed for the next 30 days. No bars, no nightclubs. The Breakers, the largest employer in Palm Beach, is closing tomorrow, Wednesday, at 4 p.m., including the beach club and the golf course. And this from Paul Leone, the manager of the Breakers. Our idea was to get out of the way, maybe lead the way in our response to this virus. Also, to give our 2,200 employees some relief, since many of them are stressed out over this. We must tell you that police and fire are fully operational right now. There is a 9 p.m. curfew in Palm Beach effective tonight. It ends at 6 in the morning. This is going to last a long time. The town of Palm Beach is effectively closing its beaches. You can't go on them. The public beaches are closed. Trash pickup for now will continue as usual. We spoke to Jeffrey Levitt, the chairman of our health committee. He had this to say.
We just completed a telephone call with community representatives here in Palm Beach, and it was quite a sobering message that we heard from the town management led by Kurt Bluen. There are a number of measures that are in place in an effort to hold down the number of cases and limit the amount of coronavirus exposure to our residents. And what struck me in the comments today from the town management is that if it's true that we are in fact 2 to 3 weeks behind Italy in our response to the coronavirus, then there are quite a few huge steps ahead of us if we don't heed warnings now and begin to isolate ourselves. One thing I'd like to make sure that everyone knows about is the Palm Beach Civic Association's Palm Beach TV capability to communicate to a broader audience here on the island than ever before, which means that we can effectively help the town get its messages out as quickly as possible to the residents in an effort to educate them better as to where things are and to reduce the amount of fear and anxiety that is probably associated with such an unknown pandemic like the one we're facing. I would just personally urge all of us to heed the warnings that we're getting from our town management, our federal, state, local government, and the Civic Association and its healthcare committee is committed to providing as much educational resources as possible to make sure our residents are fully armed with adequate and full information.
And this from David Duffy, the chairman of our Public Safety Committee.
We salute Town Councilwoman Maggie Zeidman, Town Manager Kirk Bluen, his team, and our very competent police and fire EMT units for their complete effort toward ensuring that Palm Beach remain as safe as possible during this COVID-19 crisis. The Civic Association is very pleased that we have a seat at the table at the town public safety meetings to be a part of this extraordinary effort to help mitigate the anticipated escalation of the virus here in Palm Beach by helping to communicate critical town information and other notices by way of our Civic Association growing communication assets, such as Palm Beach Television, our active website, and of course our frequent notifications to our large membership base. It's really heartening to see how all of our town stakeholders, from the business community to condominium leadership to our association, have rallied behind this fast-moving and growing town effort to help keep everyone safe. The fight is just beginning, as we know, and we pledge our full hands-on support of the town's emergency management program.
So again, curfews in effect, closures. A lot of things have changed. It's a whole new world for all of us. We will get through this together. We're going to update you all the time. We're working really closely with the town. So what we have, we get from them a lot of it, and we're sharing information. I'm Tim Malloy. We wish you well. We'll talk to you soon.